Hello, my name is Chris Cowles, and I am the CEO of Blocknify. This is Dite Gashi, the CTO. So just a couple months ago, I was looking for an apartment in Zurich while I was living in another country. I found a place, connected online with the landlord. However, I wasn't able to actually meet him in person until I actually arrived. He was a little skeptical, and rightly so, and he just wanted some little commitment before he took that apartment off the market. So he asked for a deposit, but I was skeptical about sending money into the abyss. So I looked online, and there's just no simple way to send a conditional payment. Market platforms have already solved this by being that third party and mediator between me and the landlord. However, we already met. It was too complicated and too costly. What we have is a gap of trust between me as a renter and the landlord. Today, these transactions are falling through this gap. Rightly so, as this is one of the largest scams there is, with 5 million people in the US alone falling victim, and a third of them losing over $1,000. Blocknify bridges this gap by providing you a flexible, conditional payment that's built on legally binding and court-admissible signatures, contracts, and smart contracts. Just like these markets, platforms have unlocked new possibilities, we too have the opportunity to unlock this massive opportunity that today is falling between these market platforms. So how does this look? Well, first the landlord puts the lease up. He then sets a deposit for holding that apartment. And then he sets the conditions for releasing of that deposit to himself and the reversal back to me. And then he legally signs those terms, and it's sent to me. I'm then able to look at the lease and then click on the deposit terms. And these are customizable, flexible for you, but they're pretty straightforward. If he has the apartment, I sign the lease, the deposit is automatically released via the smart contract. If he doesn't have the apartment, I want it back, I request that, and if he agrees, it automatically is executed. However, we both disagree. A mediator is given right over the smart contract to make a decision. And we're working with a Swiss-based firm that specializes in low-cost online mediation. And then legally sign these terms, and then I'm able to make my deposit in fiat or crypto. We go and meet, we see each other in real life, it's all good, and I'm able to actually sign the lease, and the deposit is automatically sent to the landlord.
So what Chris just described is a real estate use case. But think about it. The same kind of problems are in many other industries. Let's take a look at the construction. When you're constructing something, it's high capital intensive operation. You have a lot of players, and a lot of times they have partial trust or some trust with each other. If you bring Blocknify in the middle, you open up all that opportunity for them to work together while being sure that no party is losing. And then the third one is freelancing. For example, I was a freelancer myself. I would program things for people, but I always wanted to make sure that they will have enough money to pay me, right? And they wanted to know that I would deliver the right software that we agreed on. So if we have Blocknify right in the middle, we can do this automatically. The whole thing works using fingerprinting. So we take documents, we fingerprint them, put them in decentralized storage, and all of the logic is run in a smart contract together. This is a program that we have already working. It's out there, it's live, and we have launched with a multinational bank already, and we're looking for more use cases to it. How did all of that come together? It's all because of our team. My name is Dite. I have an MBA, and I've been coding on blockchain since Bitcoin was $140 a coin, and I don't have any plans to stop. Philip and Mauro are our advisors. They help us get the foot in the door with different corporations. And finally, we have our CEO, Chris.
Hi. I already said hi. I'm former Amazon, where I defined the purchasing processes for AWS's infrastructure team. And then I was a strategy consulting specialized in process strategy and technology integration. We already have a product. This 100K will allow us to bring conditional payments to market. to unlock this massive opportunity that's falling through the cracks today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
Come stand here, okay? Come stand over here. Let's do questions real quick. Roger?
Chris, thank you, Chris and Dite. What is the biggest challenge for your startup right now?
Yeah, it's finding the right use cases that add real value today that are marginally better by a significant magnitude over existing solutions. And that's just finding the right use cases. And for this, we think that we've landed on one since it's such a big, massive scam.
I just can't resist asking this. You provide a service, you pick a low-cost online mediator. Wouldn't you be more efficient using a central database for all of that?
Yeah, well, today, this is where it fits into a legally binding contract. But as smart contracts get more authority within legal sphere, we're able to move more things into the smart contract and away from the traditional methods. So this is really the platform that allows this to expand. And again, if it's in crypto, this would be handling everything. In this case, if it's banking or fiat, then the smart contract's really facilitator. But at the end of the day, it's a great platform to build off because we want immutability and it provides immutability.
Thank you for your presentation, Dieter and Chris. Can you walk us through the economics, i.e. more specifically, how many transactions do you need until you're profitable?
Until we're profitable. Yeah, so we are first targeting market platforms that have leasing and facilitate these interactions, and then providing the ability to actually execute them. That in itself, that market is quite large and quite good, and we would be profitable at that point. So it's really just bringing this full to market in production, and then getting the right players involved to actually bring it to the people.
So you mentioned mediation, and since you will be active in several countries, quite a few legislations will apply. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, so right now, we would be legally binding actually within the US, the EU, and Switzerland. And so we would just target those customers, but e-signature is pretty applicable to a lot of countries, and it's just the payment providers would be the difficult part.
Any other questions?
So you mentioned that you have a lot of applicable areas that you can improve that concept, but I'm just questioning, like, who's your main target client right now?
Yeah, I think it's this lease case between lease and landlords. Also, I think between general contracting and subcontracting, because there's true pain in that area. There's scams. There's just a lack of trust that stop transactions from happening. So I think they're easily identifiable. So therefore, it's our target market in the beginning. And then it's finding similar pains within similar areas that are self-identifiable.
Guys, thank you so much. Very well done. Let's give them a hand again, please.
Thank you.